Good morning, guys. I am turning around. Sturgis is over. We're heading back east. Thanks for joining me. Check the sub, see if you are. Give me a thumbs up. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Thanks for having me for breakfast. That's it. That's the intro. That's all I needed.
It's a pleasure. We love you.
You did that perfectly. Thank you. I landed in the town of Interior, and I'm just kind of dusting off a little bit, coming by the Badlands. There's a high wind. It's like a side wind, you know, and it's kind of annoying me, so I just thought I'd get off the bike for a couple minutes. And I thought it was interesting that the town of Interior is actually known to be the early music of Lawrence Welk. And Lawrence Welk was, that was a show you could watch way back in the day, you know, and it was a pretty big deal. So for country, Lawrence Welk definitely has his thumbprint in it, so it's kind of neat to see. I went ahead and splurged the $22 to be able to set up here at a campground. Last time I stayed here, I meant to go on a hike, and I never did. I just kind of hung out at the campground that I got, but I do like the idea of going for a hike. So maybe I'll do that. I have a little bit of time to do so, but there are some storm clouds pushing in the area. I looked at the radar. I do not want to advance too far east, because if I do, I will hit rain. So I'm not rushed. I'm at least a day ahead of time. If I had a schedule, I'm at least one day ahead of it. I'm setting up camp, and behind me there's just some dark clouds moving in. And this is why I didn't want to push too hard to the east, because I saw some storms, you know, brewing. Right now, all I'm interested in doing is setting up camp so that I don't have to worry about all of that. The winds are great, so I collapsed my tent, and I'm just using the tarp above me right now. And that rainstorm I showed you, as it moves through, that rain just ripped at my tent, and I just couldn't keep it up. The wind just ripped it down. It just would not let it stay upright. So this is where we're at. I've got a good tarp. It should be dry, at least for the most part. And the good news is I got completely unpacked, so everything's under here with me. But the winds, man. High winds are tough to camp in. This tent's supposed to be very good for the wind, but as you can see, everything has a limit, especially a tent. A tent has a limit, you know? And I think I found it today. So I just dropped the poles from it, and I just have the tarp over everything. Staked down real good, but this is what we're doing until this wind passes. I think the rain stopped. I guess I might as well push out here. And blue skies. The west. That's what the tent looks like right now. Just pathetic and flat. It's amazing how fast you can go from great to just nasty, just moments, and then back to beautiful again. It's 8 count. Look at this. It's 8 count, but it's 4 twin packs. I was expecting to see 8 of those. Super kind couple just stopped and asked about the guitar, and I played them one. They gave me a tip. It's incredible, man. I've made an agreement with God here. I said, if somebody asks to hear a song, the answer is yes, every time, and then I'll figure out how to make it happen. And that's why right there. I swear he looks out for me better than I do myself, and that's embarrassing, but it's the truth. I was getting chilly. I don't know what the temperature is. It might be 65. The sun is beautiful though, and tomorrow it's going to be very warm. So I'm just a little chilled when I'm riding, but I'm warming up right now when I stop. So I'm gonna get going again. Tonight's working out like picture perfect, so I thought I'd share with you. This camp, does it look familiar? You guys don't remember, on my way to Sturgis, this is the very camp that I stopped at on my way through. It worked on the way through, so why not come back to it? It's been a very comfortable ride, and nothing I do keeps the sun from burning my schnoz. I'm telling you, I'm wearing SPF 50, and I reapply. It will not stop burning. Maybe the stuff's outdated or something, I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna use it up, and I'm gonna get camp set up. I'm gonna get camp. You guys remember Jeff? Jeff is the guy I ran into on the way to Sturgis right after this camp. I ran into him, and he made me eggs at his house. Yeah, just me, a random stranger. Well, on the way back through, I decided I'd stop in and see him. I was hauling down the highway, and I went by the gas pumps across from his house, and I was like, oh, that's the place that I stopped. So I hung a Yui, went back, and I saw Jeff and Trish, his girlfriend, was there. And here's why I actually bring him up, is he sent with me some deer bologna. He said deer bologna with me. I love deer bologna. So that's what's going to be for supper tonight. It's good to have pals when you're out on the road like this, when you're doing this. Whew, look at that. It's beautiful. That is beautiful. So thank you, Jeff. Thank you for putting me up and feeding me and sending me with some deer bologna and such. But that's the pond. Oh, this is a good one. I'm gonna remember this camp, guys. This is a good camp. These are the times whenever I wish I had a fishing pole, you know. Well, as amazing as that is, that deer bologna is calling to me. So I'm gonna head back to camp. Oh, this right here. Your boy, I had my guitar in here and I was taking it out, and I have hooks on the side of it for tie down to secure it on the bike, and the hook caught it and it just went rip, and I stopped. It was too late. I had that huge cut, man. But fortunately I carry some thread and needle with me, and I stitched it up a few hours later, and it's good as new. Cheers. Ooh. It's still half frozen. Oh, that's delicious. I love deer bologna, guys. Excuse me while I'm talking with my mouth full. I think I'm going to say goodnight. Because I just want to kind of eat. And I'll get with you guys in the morning, okay? So, good night.
What a great camp. This is a good one here. I have a couple camps throughout the country that I kind of put a permanent pin on. As in, I want to come back here. If I'm coming even close, this will be a good camp to come to. So this one made the list. Nonetheless, every time I make this trip out to Sturgis, there's always one day that you have to do a push, a high mileage day, I guess. I try to do one day where it's just high mileage, where I'll use interstate and I'll push pretty hard. And by that I mean like 700 miles. That's a lot a lot more miles than I like to travel in one day, but I found that the ride to Sturgis and back, excuse me, you have to do at least one big mileage push day, and that day is today. Not excited about it. I don't like pushing like that. I don't think it's fun to travel. It's kind of a throwaway day in my mind. You don't get much out of it other than just covering ground. But nonetheless, I think it's important to throw one in there for the trip, just for sake of accomplishing it. Kind of par for the course, you know. So, good morning, everyone. Today's a big push day. That's the big plan. Good morning.
Well, I'm convinced that this is the greatest candy bar in mankind. And I made it out to Iowa 80 here at the truck stop, the world's biggest truck stop, and I got myself a payday. And I'm still about 250 miles from camp, but I gotta be honest, at some point in every one of these trips, the trip doesn't have any fun left in it, and you're just enduring it. And I know it's always the long day. It's today. I saw it coming. I knew it was gonna happen, you know, but there's zero enjoyment right now. Zero enjoyment, so I'm a little bit, I'm reaching. I'm gonna have a chocolate covered payday, and I figured I'd stop here because it's something, you know, and at least talk to you guys for a moment. But I'm on the downhill side of this trip today, and it's gonna be right around 700 miles if everything works out. But it is what it is. I'm delirious, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna get to camp at like 11 o'clock tonight, but I don't care. We're gonna get to that camp, and today will be a hard day, but it's gonna be behind us, and I'm gonna be glad we did it. Honestly, I'm done. I don't wanna ride anymore. Topped off the gas, still 2 hours to ride. I just wanna be done. I made it, and I'm going to bed. 706 miles, something like that today, and I earned them too. I'm tired. I'm ready to crash. So I'm gonna say good night, and that's it. Hey, Roger. That dog that visited me last time, he's back. I hear him over here barking. Go on now. Hold on. He makes his rounds every night, I guess. But I'm going to bed. And no puppy dog is going to keep me from getting a good night rest. So good night, guys. Good night. Easy. Easy.
Wow, it's 9:21. Wow. I guess I was tired. That's good, man. I got a solid 8. I haven't been doing that too much lately, so that's good. But that definitely means it's time to get up. So, good morning. Let's do this. Good morning. I'm a little concerned about my beard, guys. Like, it's just wind whipped. It's almost got like, it's napped up, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna have to put a comb through it. I need to get a shower. But I don't know what I'm gonna do. Put a comb through. Maybe I'll stop up at the showers, or up at the restroom at the gas stop right up the road here, about 5 miles. 3 miles probably. Yeah, I'll just comb it out a little there. Boy, I don't like getting in late like that. Last night I really pushed to get here, and I'm glad that I did, and there's a reason I stuck with it to get here. it's a good stop. And then I got to sleep all night too, which is awesome. I love having a full night of rest. But I reckon I should get up and start breaking that tent down. So I'm going to do that. Let me brush my teeth.
Man, do I wish I could bring you guys along on these adventures that I find myself on. This is off the beaten path. It took me about, I'd say about 2 miles back this pretty beat up road. But anyways, it's what are they calling it? Wildlife area. And I was just rolling and I saw the wildlife area. Thought I'd come back and check it out. Man, I had a scare though. You guys, if you watched my last video, you guys can check it out. My bike kind of broke down when I was down in Arkansas. The clutch basket had to be replaced. And I'm sitting here riding through town right outside here, and before I came back here, and I hear this really loud like ticking noise. It's a foreign sound. I didn't know what it was, and I was freaking out, man. I pulled over and started it, shut it off. I'd hear it for a second and it'd go away, and I was just like, oh no. I'm in Ohio. I'm about 400 or 500 miles away from my apartment that I got, and I'm worried that I'm not gonna be able to make it back. Already it's in my head. Well, I got to messing around with the bike. Look what I found. It's this fender. This fender is just a rattle trap on there. Look at it. It's just wobbling around. So you hear that? Could you imagine going down the road and you hear that tick, 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 tick? Like it was going in time with the engine. So it had me thinking that was like an engine malfunction. Something mechanical was going on. Anyways. So glad that it was just the fender, but stupid fenders, man. And then we go to a weld shop and have them tack it or something. I don't know. But we're gonna get home.
It is 6:22, and there's slugs everywhere. Why are there slugs everywhere? So there's let's see, like a mild fog. And some very light drizzle that's not making it through the canopy of the trees. So the drizzle's not actually hitting my tent. It's just, I can hear it up in the leaves. Started last night at about 4 o'clock and thought about waking up and putting on my tarp, but I don't think I need to. The trees are kind of protecting me. I guess I should look at the radar and decide what to do here. I learned a while back the time to leave when we're talking about rain and stuff. If it starts raining, like if you're in the rain, that's not the time to leave. I've got about 200 miles till this journey's over. And it's like a bittersweet thing. You get to the end of a journey, you know, it's a couple weeks long like this. I guess I'm anxious for it to end. But I also know that whenever it ends, it's over. You get that? It's a great argument for it doesn't matter what you ride, just ride. You guys have seen this channel. I hardly talk about my bike at all. Yet the bike's there. The bike isn't what it's about. And this is what it's about, you know. It's about the journey.
So this has been the final leg of the journey. Matter of fact, I'll let this be the end of the video here at Slug Camp. These stories that I'm sharing with you from the highway, I'm I'm just trying to be real with them. I'm not trying to overact or overplay anything. This is just how it happens. Hopefully you guys are pulling some information out of this, but number one, most importantly, I hope you guys are seeing that it ain't that hard, that you yourself can get out here and do this as well. When you're done with this YouTube video, write something down. Write something down like a state that you haven't been to or you want to go to again, and start making plans for that. Don't over plan it. You guys know that I'm not much for planning, but something real vague, and then load the bike up and go, guys. You can do this. If you guys take one thing from my entire channel, and it's just to get out there and just go for the sake of going, this channel will be a success. If it has inspired anybody to do that, that is the greatest success this channel will have. So thank you so much for coming along for the ride, guys. I'm going to leave you right there, right here at Slug Camp. That's it. Much love, much respect. See you guys. Bye.